Good morning from the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. Greg Austin with a Better Official here. We are live. Apologies for our technical difficulties there. Hold on just a second. See, we've got technical difficulties already. Ay, ay, ay. How's everybody this morning? Busy week here at A Better Official. Yes, here in Studio B2. Of course, we've been doing the California Study Guide all week long. So we've live streamed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But here we are Friday where we get to have some fun, analyze game video, and look at what? What are we going to look at today? All the things. All the things. Tremendous. Yes, yes, yes. So hard disk space. I have allowed it to get into a situation where it is unmanaged. My problem. Darwin Sonata is in the house, going blue as always. Mark, where are you? Where in the world is Mark? Is he still in Dallas? Joe Kenke is up north here in California, up in Humboldt, where my daughter went to school, and my daughter now lives in Dallas, but my daughter is now here at A Better Official World headquarters, visiting and providing makeup support. Oh, good to see you, Mike. How are things? We're a little chilly here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's in mid-40s. Ooh, very brisk. I'm sure for many of you that's, yeah. Good morning, Jason Hayes. How are you from the great state of Missouri? The Zooch as well. It's true. It's true. Cold and windy. Yeah, our cold is probably different than your cold, especially if it's windy in Wyoming. Good to see you, Alan. Okay. All right. Sean has some counseling on my hard disk situation. I have two external hard disks. It's really more, Sean, a problem with this guy and not doing some appropriate stuff. I've let it get into a situation. Yes. Good morning, Chris Janish. Good to see you. Lauren from Boise. Ooh, Idaho showing up in the chat. I think that's Idaho. Yeah, that's Idaho. Tom Hickey, how are the Bucks doing? They played last night. I don't know the answer. Obviously, Damian Lillard in Milwaukee. That's going to be an interesting team to see how they change based from previous seasons. Brett Adams is here. Day 5. We're all here. Yes, Mike. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah, I can now do this thing here. There's been an update in the software. Let me see. I can make this really small. I can make it, or that big. That would give me a little more control. Interesting. I'm with you, Mark. Long week. It has been a long week for me, right? Just long days, a lot of work at work, a lot of work here in Studio B2, but we are glad to have gotten through it. I think we've produced some really good content with the study guide questions, and I'm going to be able to use that, leverage that into smaller, shorter videos, etc. So we're happy about that. Lots of work still to do, but we're happy. Sam is a mile high in Denver. Good to see you, Sam. Billy Mack is in the house from that small little corner of Connecticut. Jason Mays. Jason, good to see you. Excellent. Good to see you. Mount Pleasant, Texas. Very nice. Very nice. Stan Bickler's in the house. Pittsburgh rep. Resenting. And Tony Dye is in the house. Great to see you, Tony. Awesome. Big Bagger Chris. Hello from Illinois. Excellent. Are you guys? No, you aren't. Are you shot clocks this year? Not shot clocks. uh, yes, yes, there is. Of course, we have a massive complex here at a Better Official World headquarters. We got Studio B1, B2, B3, B4, and B5. Excellent. Excellent, Sean. Yes. Helena, Montana. All right. So we got a significant portion of the country covered. I'm going to enjoy some coffee. Yes, yes, yes. Make no mistake about it. Okay. Goals today. Quick show. Quick show. I got work to do, man. I got work to do. I got some plays. We're going to look at all the things. Would we say I'm ready to go? Do I have to take care of any business? Is my sound okay? Will the show work? Oh, we're 10 minutes into the live stream, so it's 12 minutes after. We're looking good, looking good. There is merch for sale. It is at the website. So YouTube, here's a merch story, right? So there's a certain merch stores that you can link to your YouTube account. So I could have this cup here, and I could link in the YouTube video that you can purchase this cup from the store, and it would be featured. But one of the two stores, which I switched to for YouTube, there's a problem with the YouTube connection. It says, oh, you can't display these products in this country or whatever. So we're disappointed about that. I'm going to have to make a change back to an original shop that I was using, etc. But at abetterofficial.com, there is merch available. There is. Ay, ay, ay. It should be much easier, right? I mean, come on now. I'm like a big deal on YouTube. They should be catering to my every needs. But I do have 14,000 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you for making the channel go. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, we're ready to go. Right. So for YouTube, for live stream viewers, of course, we are changing. We're moving more to an edited format, so less transitions. We'll have sort of, moments of silence where a transition will appear in the ultimate edited version. So that's what we have going on. But I guess we can get started here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, welcome back to 5 Play Friday. What are we looking at today? We're looking at all of the things. We're analyzing game video, looking at plays, getting better as basketball officials. Let's do it. Stick around. Hey, welcome back to 5 Play Friday. Greg Austin with a Better Official. We're looking at plays today. Let's get started without delay. Let's look at our first play. It's a You Make the Call play. Put your ruling down in the comments below. What do you have on this play? Let's take a look. All right, great signaling by our calling official on this play. Block charge, what do you have on this play? You agree with the call? Is this a charge? Do you have a block? Put your ruling down in the comments below and stick around to the end of the video. We'll analyze the play at the end of the video. Take care. Jesus Christ. Put your ruling in the comments below and stick around to the end of the video. We'll look at play number 1 at the end of the show. All right, let's move on now to play number 2. All right, back at the start of the show, we had play number 1. A charge was ruled on the play. What's your ruling on that play? Let's take a look and analyze all of the things on play number 1. Interesting. So we have the balls in the trail's primary coverage area. Dribbler, primary defender. The trail stays with the play. Rules a charge. Fantastic strength in the reporting mechanics at the spot. We have some issues, though, with our reporting to the table. We'll look at those in a little bit, but let's look at the legality of this play. Does this player have legal guarding position? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. Let's start here. Do we have legal guarding position? 2 feet on the floor, facing their opponent. This is legal guarding position, textbook legal guarding position by rule. This player looks like they like to guard. They move laterally or obliquely, maintaining their legal guarding position, and then there is contact between the ball handler and the defender, and that contact seems to be amplified greatly because our defender throws their head back in a fashion that would suggest displacement on this play. But if we watch their actual torso, right, the contact could be seen as marginal. They throw themselves to the floor. A charge is ruled. Right? Something we talk about a lot as officials is players embellishing contact, right? Was there contact on this play? Yes. Yes, there was. Did our player embellish that contact? Yes. Did they throw their head back and sort of do that jackknife with the body? This is a common tactic by defenders, jackknifing their body back to amplify the contact on a play. In doing so, they can potentially fool referees about the severity of a contact on a play. That's what we'll say about that, right? Does embellishment on a play mean that there was not a foul on the play? No, that's not the case. That's not the case. Embellishment does not mean that there is no foul, but we have to be aware when the actions of players, this action by our defender here was not caused by the ball handler, in my judgment. Was there contact? Yes, there was. But this is a fool the ref play in my mind. Is this a situation where we have faking being fouled? Would you put that in your game? Right? So I think we got a fool the ref play on this play. That's me personally. Now we're early in the game. We're in the first period, right? Maybe we don't know the personality of all the players, whether they are embellishers or not, etc. So we have that on this play. But let's also look at the mechanics here by our crew, right? And why we end up in a situation where we're a little confused, right? Should our trail official be going tableside in this situation? No, you should not. They're simply going to report and either be center or new lead, depending on what? Depending on where the throw-in spot is. Did we designate a throw-in spot here? Right? Throw-in spots this year, a point of emphasis, National Federation of High School. In the absence of designating a spot, we've left our crew to guess, assume, right? Is this an end line throw-in? Is this a sideline throw-in in the backcourt, etc.? If we designate the spot, then we outline for our crew what's going to happen next. One of the things we always want to know is what's going to happen next, especially in a crew of 3. We've got 2 officials who need to know, where are we moving to, right? This would be a sideline throw-in by rule. If we're looking at our area that should go end line, should be a sideline throw-in. That sideline throw-in should be handled by the old lead. They would be the new trail. Our calling official would be the center. They would move to the reporting area, which they do very effectively here, but they would not go tableside, right? We have to be aware of what proper mechanics are. Now, oftentimes we're the only ones who know, but do we end up in a situation here where our crew seems unsure about what to do next? We don't want to put that on our crew. We want our crew to be moving and with like Arthur Murray dance steps, right? We're moving gracefully to where we're going to be next to administer the game. So that's what we have on that play. In my judgment, we have a fool the ref play. This could be a no call. It's not a blocking foul. It could be a no call. If you want to go excessive and say this player faked being fouled, this is my judgment on this play. But something to think about. What did you have on this play? I hope you put it down in the comments below. We can discuss it there. Tremendous. All right, now we are going to move on to play number 2. Except for live stream viewers, where we're going to look at play number 1. Do you agree with me about this play that we have embellishment by our legal defender? Right? If we see the torso, right, the torso goes because the player throws their head back. The torso doesn't go but related to the contact. And if we use the T principle, which doesn't necessarily apply to National Federation of High School, but this player was in the path. Our offensive player did not have head and shoulders past, but our defender, wasn't in perpendicular path. That's for sure. Okay. All right. Allen's got a charge. And that's fair. You can, this is what I see on this play. Let's go here. And this would be a great discussion play. And it's also going to be a play that as a crew, we'd have to note this play. We have made this ruling in this game, and that's going to affect potentially how we handle a similar play at the other end. Greg asks what the defender did wrong. I don't think the defender did anything wrong, but I do think the defender embellished the contact in a fashion that this would not have risen to the level of a foul. That is my opinion on this play. Brett's got a charge. Mike says play away, stay away. Now, so we have an initial matchup in the Trails primary coverage area. Do we want them to stay with that play? Let's also look at the center official's reaction to the call. Oh, he was going to go charge. Right? As the table side official here, I'm going to play defense. I'm not running away. I'm playing defense. You are not coming tableside, partner. No way. You are not coming tableside. Billy's got to travel. Left foot pivot. Come on, man. Tom's got player control. Legal guarding. Thompson. Excellent. I'm out on an island on this. That's true. All these, I have no problem with what the defender did. I don't believe that the contact caused the displacement. That's what I don't believe. I believe our player, threw themselves back on this play. That if they were instead just trying to play defense and not embellishing, we'd have a much different outcome on this play. Billy, you've got a very keen eye for detail. Does he release the ball prior? Can we see the release of the ball? No. You're guessing. Come on, ref. Yeah, Mike, but that's also contingent upon where the ball's coming in. Are we coming in with a sideline? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be. You're right. You're right. Oh, Joe's got potentially something after the foul. This is a playoff game, hotly contested. Let's take a look. Hey, good catch. Good catch. He is talking shit to him. Oh. Right? Is it observed by our officiating crew? Right. So since we're looking at all of the things, let's also look at the actions by the player who drew the charge and whether their actions were in the purview of the officials. Right? Are the officials aware of this, what goes on in this dead ball situation? Our center official has turned away and they are moving. Our old lead is looking at the ball, and we have actions by the player who drew the charge towards in the direction of his opponent on this play, right? Let's take a look. Right? He turns to his opponent on the floor. He is talking. He is making, loud comments to him. What is the nature of these comments? Are we aware of this situation? Dead ball officiating, we have to be aware. Now, one of the problems here is by not designating the spot, our crew is a little unsure about what's going to happen next as well. And our mechanics are, our mechanics, which are supposed to help us, put us in a bad position here to recognize this dead ball activity. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm out on an island on that. I don't think this rose to the level of a charge, even though it appears to be so. Adam C., somebody separate Darwin Sinai. Let's make sure during any dead ball situation, Adam and Darwin are we're aware of what's going on between them. I've seen it. I've had it in a game. I had a 3-point shooter who kept falling to the floor, and my partner had enough. Boom, you. Yes, I agree, Mike. There was contact. Did the contact cause the displacement? That's really the question in my mind. I can appreciate that opinion, Greg. I don't necessarily agree. If we're rewarding embellishment by players by putting whistles on the play, are we not also setting the table for how the game is going to go in the future as well? That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Yeah, you disagree. Everybody disagrees with me. I'm out on an island here. That's what I see on the play, but there's lots of things about the play as well that we can get better. Now we're moving on to play number 2 now. All right, block charge play called by the lead. Now we're much later in this game, 3-point game, under 5 minutes to go. Block charge play. We always like block charge plays, right? But let's look at the habits and fundamentals by our calling official here, as they do a great job here of getting this play, in my opinion, correct, right? We'll look at the legality of the defender, right? This is a play where we have to shift our eyes, right? That's always going to be the key to this play. Do we able to get to that defender and adjudge that legality in a timely fashion? Ball's in the trails primary. Our lead is officiating off-ball action. We had possible screening action there. Our center's engaged off-ball as well. We have a block charge play. Is our defender in a legal position? Their knees are kind of buckled, etc. Yes, they were. Their torso facing the opponent, legal position prior to the player going airborne. That is our simple restriction in high school rules. I think that's changing this year, NCAA men. This player is in a legal guarding position despite the fact that it's slightly, they're not super strong and erect, etc. Our calling official, so in many parts of the country, using NFHS mechanics, this would be proper. A call made by the lead official that is an offensive foul. We are going the other way. They are to switch with the tableside official. Here in California, in some parts of the world, we do something a little bit different here, but this is per NFHS mechanics. If we look at the spot of the foul mechanics, right, we do get a fist up. It's, less than all the way up on this play. And then we obscure our view by which hand we put behind our head here. If we could, just think about in this situation, look at our previous play where we had dead ball activity afterward. We want to be able to see the players from this point forward. When we turn our body in this fashion, of course, we cut ourselves off from that information. That's a picking a nit, but this is call correct. Legal defender. Charge is ruled. Yeah, good job by our crew on that play. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's, of course, that's Chris, that's going to be the huge challenge for NCAA men's officials, is making, you got the NCAA men's game this night and you got the high school game this night. And, are we blurring the lines? It's a challenge. It's tough, right? Because especially for collegiate officials who work high school, they don't want to bring their high school rules and mechanics into their collegiate game, right? The collegiate game, gains a priority in developing our skills and our awareness and our ability to accurately make rulings relative to our level. So that'll be a challenge for you, Chris. That is for sure. Hey, Joe. Good eye. Good eye. Yeah, Sean, it's a great thing to be focusing on, right? So developing, subtle distinctions so we watch our game video and we see this, and let's say I'm the calling official, and it's like, I hate it when I turn away from the players. How can I stop? How can I prevent that, right? He uses his outside hand to signal the foul, right? If we had instead used the outside hand to signal the foul and is suggested, just wait a moment and then come up, that would work. Or we could use the inside hand. I like the outside hand better. But we analyze our game video, we see this thing. Oh, I don't like that. How can I fix that? What can I do, right? Oh, I have a strategy. I'm going to try this for every player control foul, right? I've got a scrimmage on Friday. Okay, great. I can focus on that in my scrimmage. That's sort of the process of analyzing game video. That's we find the things we want to work on. We're working in our game, etc., and we're making that happen. Ooh. Yeah, Thomas. So NCAA mechanics, I'm sorry, NFHS mechanics has our calling officials switching with the tableside official. So our officials do this correctly using NFHS mechanics in the mechanics manual, right? Here in California, we just did the CBOA study guide. Here in California, the CBOA says we're not doing this. In my opinion, this mechanics change has caused so much harm in officials' ability to handle, just like we saw on the previous play. We've got officials going tables. It used to be so simple and easy. They introduced this change where the lead is going to switch with the tableside official, and it has caused everything to essentially fall apart, right? We have confusion everywhere on the court. That is my opinion. Wow, I'm full of opinions today. Yes, I agree on that previous play. Yeah. A lot of officials on this play are going to look at our defender and how they're in a less than strong position and say, "Oh, he wasn't there. He wasn't legal. He wasn't this. He wasn't that, because he's a little bit twisted, etc." Yeah, he was anticipating the contact. Okay. Lauren, I didn't pick that up. Let's take a look. Hmm, that's a good point. So Lauren says we've got contact on this play. So on this play, we do have similar contact to the first play, but our defender is not embellishing. Our defender is just playing defense, right? And we're gonna have a situation where we have marginal or incidental contact by the defender on the ball handler, right? But if our defender in this situation had done the same actions as in the previous play, in play number one, and upon the contact had thrown themselves back, would we have a call on that play? So that's a great point. I like it, Lauren. I like it. Oh, on the first one, no. There's no switch. The official should not come tableside. No way. No way. All right. We go there. Let's move on. Let's look at our next play. I love it. I love it. I love everything about this action by our center official on this play, right? The cross court pass that's intercepted will invariably put our old trail, new lead in a precarious situation. We have to make decisions about a play, right? We notice that our official is just wiping his brow when this happens as well. It's like, oh no, they are beaten on this play. Their angle is not great. They don't pull up. And as a result, they don't have a look on the play on the A to B action by our defender. Our center official says, that is a foul. You're not going to call it? That is a foul. Comes in with a block call on the play. We also know our lead official says, you know what he's thinking? Thank you. Thank you. Right? Because I just did not have a look. But let's look at the habits and fundamentals of the calling official. If you are a new official, right, your habits at the spot of the foul. We've got players on the floor, a hard foul, players on the floor, and we've got teammates coming in, right? This is a hotbed for potential activity, right? We want to slow down and take care of business at the spot of the foul, right? Is everybody good? Are white players going to white and black players going to black to help players up on the floor? Is there any crosstalk, etc.? Great. There is no reason to hurry out of this situation. If we're a young official, right, we will be told to slow down, slow down, slow down, right? This is one of the areas where we do that. We're super eager to go report our foul. We have to take care of business at the spot of the foul, and this is a great example of closing down, right? We've got lots of players. Everybody good, right? We see white's going to white, black's going to black. We're great. We've got the defender's number. We've informed them, etc. And now we can go report, right? It's a very natural pace to the game. This is a great example of a situation where the officials need to be at their best in dead ball officiating, right? So we love that. And we also love that on the play, where do we know about our partner? If we're center right now, what do we know about our partner? Is they're not in a great position? Are we going to give them first crack at this play? Yes, this is the lead's play. They have the primary whistle on this play. But if they, in the absence of a whistle, we need to be willing to, when we recognize that a foul has occurred, to come in and get this as center. And this center was beaten as well. Everybody was beaten. This kind of play is always going to make our crew be behind the play. Always, right? The cross-court pass that's intercepted. It's not anticipated, etc. Our center does a good job of closing down as well. Adding, you don't want to make this call from the division line and stop there, right? So great habits and fundamentals on this play. Love it. Love it. Did I mention I love it? Yeah. Yeah, this is great behavior you can model as a young official for a hard foul and handling business at the spot of the foul. There. Yeah, it's more obvious. Mike, here's my opinion. Throw-in spots are a point of emphasis this year, and I've started watching video and trying to find throw-in. Officials don't designate the spot. They just don't. They don't do it. What do you... It has to be part of our violation ruling signaling as a sequence. It's amazing. It's amazing. We just leave our crew to say, you figure it out, guys. I'm going. Okay. All right. Adam, I got you. So on the previous play, Adam, the calling official would administer the resulting throw-in, I assume. No, on the previous play, I don't think so. All right, here we go. Dylan, yes, a great example of that. Brett, you're kind of conflicting yourself, contradicting yourself. Oh, yes, common foul, not excessive contact. Yeah, I agree. Our defender leaps, right? They're playing the basketball, right? There's contact. They're moving. They're twisting in the air. Very athletic play. Very athletic. Right. And Bill, yeah. So Brett, what Brett's saying is it's not excessive, right? And the way we often express that is a common foul. Billy's saying, I'm a rules nerd. Raise your hand if you're a rules nerd. And this is not a common foul. It's a shooting foul. There is a distinction, right? And it's important to know that for our new throw-in spots, a common foul that is the fifth will result in bonus. I'm sure they did. Wild Thought says that's a double foul. That is a wild thought. Yeah, many officials, think that the not flagrant, not intentional is common, but there is a distinction. Gotcha. Well, Darwin, uh, that is a common practice to say focus on your primary. You're new, don't extend beyond your primary. That is, some officials with newer officials empower them to say, look, if you see a foul and it's a foul and you know it's a foul and you feel it needs to be called, go call the foul. So there's different approaches to that. I mean, you don't want to handcuff an official from making a foul on an obvious foul. It's torso contact, right? So how did he get his torso? Is this a verticality play, Daryl, where he was in that location and jumped? Or is this a situation where he jumped from another spot and got his body in the air in front of that player? I don't see any arm contact. This is strictly a body call. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a story. So the calling official here, Mike Williams, who's been on Five Play Friday, is just a fascinating. For me, he's like my favorite official, high school official. That's bottom line. I'm a fanboy because here's the thing. It's just like you've got the most intense game with volatility between players. You want him on the game. He's a great manager of people, of game situations, of dealing with people, etc. Super strong on the court. And then you take him into the classroom and he's an absolute rules nerd and, like all about the minutia, etc., this, that, and the other thing, right? And also in a classroom environment, he is the best instructor you could possibly have. I'm telling you, you want to have a classroom discussion, a presentation, you want Mike Williams presenting it, right? He's fantastic dealing with the group, a question here, handling all of the dynamics of the environment, etc. But a multifaceted official, excellent in this area, this area, this area, this area, and this area. Great communicator. So these are things that we all aspire to be, and I know I have a role model in Mike. That's my story. That's what I'm telling you. That is just the truth. That's a block. This is a blocking foul. Tom. Okay, cool. All right. Hey, let me ask you a question. Is the audio from the plays coming through? I've kind of got a quiet setup here. Uh, I hope so. I've got it configured to do that. Oh, it shouldn't be coming through here now on this portion, but on the original it should. But in any event, we're moving on. Yeah, next play. Why? Because we have a next play mentality. Here we go. Next play.
No audio in place.
All right, another cross-court pass. A pass stolen. We're going the other direction. The officials are put in a bad position. But what do we see from habits and fundamentals on this play? Let's take a look at all of the things. Right, so our center makes a ruling on this play. They have the open look. Again, if you are center on this play, what are you thinking about my lead's position? We need to be aware of our lead. We know that they have primary coverage on this play, right? So our trail official here is backing out when the ball goes into the post here. We're not in great position. We've got the subsequent rebounding action. Here in California, we have shot clocks. This is the final seconds of the period, rather. So the shot clock goes dark in this situation. Our official's moving now, and now we're going the other way, right? Our center recognizes this is a high energy situation. I've got to get there. No call from the lead, who slowed, had a look, but it wasn't the best of looks. And again, this is a thank you play. If I'm lead on this play, thank you, partner, thank you, right? If we just gone with an out of bounds call, it probably wouldn't have been, the game would have accepted that. But center saw a foul. We're going to report. We're going to shoot free throws, etc. So we've got habits and fundamentals on this play. The lead is beaten. What do we want to do? We want to stop and get an angle on the play. If we try to fight to get to the end line here, we're not going to have the look. But even despite our best efforts, we may not have the look. But if we are aware that our partner's in good position, right, that could affect, do we have to fight to make this call as lead when all the action is on the opposite side of the player from us? Or we know that our center's in great position as well. Being center, be aware of your lead's position on this play, right? Obviously, they, by the book, have first responsibility on this play. But if we have a foul, we have a foul. Great hustle by our calling official on this play, going from center to center. Again, the pass is stolen, and it's invariably going to put us in a poor position. We have to recognize what kind of effort is needed on this play. Right? Is this a play where I'm just going to casually go from center to center and say, well, that's my lead's play, I'm going to let him get it? Or do we say, look, there's urgency for us to get in position and get a look at this play? Great display of athleticism. We've got the foul. I am a fan of all of that on this play. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Our official there is Lance Riley. Lance, if you are watching, by any chance, my condolences. My heart goes out to you. Okay. Yeah, that's a key takeaway, right? Where do we want to be as trail on that post action, right? We notice that there's some footwork by our post player, right? Is that legal footwork? We want to, as trail, we want to have an opinion about that in that situation. It's excellent footwork. We love we love bigs with great footwork, man. I tell you what, we love bigs with great footwork, right? So we got a catch in the air, land 2 feet, reverse pivot, right? Fantastic. Perfect. Textbook. We love bigs with great footwork. Takes a lot of pressure off of us, man. Randy, we had a technical one. We had a mishap, let's say. Yeah, this gym here, this is at Fremont High School in Oakland, where Gary Payton, the elder, played, and he came back and refurbished this gym. Look at this environment, though. This is a great high school environment, but really indicates what we have, right? We've got not a lot of room on the end line. We've got bodies on the end line. We've got cheerleaders on the end line. We've got players or people up on a balcony. The stands are full, etc. Tight environment, and great mural on the wall. Love it. Wild thoughts? I'd say there is no way that this is a foul. Okay. Is there no way that this is a foul? Obviously, we have a camera angle here. Right. So first of all, our inside defender here does, there is contact at this point. You can say from this angle that there is no foul, that his left arm is not grabbing the other player's arm, or his right arm is not on top of the other player's arm. Right. We see the ball go down, right? It could very easily be that the defender deflected the ball out of their hands, and you could say the resulting contact would rise to the level of incidental. But who's going to have the best look at that? Right? Our brain is really good at putting two and two together. We could say, well, okay, the ball went down, so he must have hit the ball, but was there other contact? Was there a hold with the other hand, etc.? From this angle, we're guessing. We're guessing. We're smart. We're putting things together, but that's not necessarily what happened on the court. Well put. Chin up. And, there's all the things. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Next play. All right, unofficiated action. We don't want it in our game, right? The mechanics are designed to put us in a best position as a crew to observe the game and the activities in the game. When we have habits and fundamentals that break with the basics of the mechanics and our coverage areas, etc., then we can end up with a lack of coverage about certain things, right? So so first of all, there's a challenge in many parts of the country. Varsity games are done 3-person. They're all 3-person. The concept of doing a varsity game 2-person is, what are you even doing, right? But in many parts of the country as well, games are officiated in 2-person and sometimes 3-person. So if you're a 2-person official, you have habits and fundamentals. And then when you move to the 3-person, sometimes those bleed over. And I think we may have that situation here, or we may simply have a situation where our center official, who's working very high to start on the play, is trying to initiate a rotation, and our crew does not respond. But in the end, we end up with unofficiated action on this play. Let's take a look at that action. And if we had simply been looking at that action, would we put a ruling on the play? Right? So those are the things we're looking at. Yeah. You can see it. You see it all the time, right? And when we analyze our game video, these are the things that we're looking for, right? So we've got contact off the ball, player arm to the neck of an opponent, and it is unofficiated action. So how did we get to a situation where we have unofficiated action? Right? The ball is in the center's primary. Does the center have an open look on the play? Yes. Do we need to improve our look on this non-competitive matchup? No, not necessarily, right? Our defender is in position, but it's not an intense matchup that, I have to improve my angle on this play. Many officials think, I'm center, the ball comes in my primary, so I need to get on top of this play. But that's not necessarily the case. we've got a lot of action going on off ball, and our lead may say, the center can officiate that action, and a rotation would not be appropriate. This is the kind of things you want to pregame as well. But we have to be aware, right? The intensity of the matchup increases. We change our position to get a better look, but he thinks I've become the new trail and my crew is going to adjust, and that doesn't happen. And then when the ball goes away into the other official's primary, our official stays with the basketball. And this is a common issue for officials, right? And if we were in a two-person game, that's my play, right? So we have that, and we end up with our cutter moving off ball, illegal contact, and unobserved action. So what would our takeaways be from a situation like this, right? First of all, we want to get open looks on plays. We want to put ourselves in the best position to observe players in our primary coverage area. If we find when we analyze our game video situations where that's not the case, we can start to break down, okay, how did I end up being out of position to observe this action, right? Looking across the court and officiating something in another player's primary will always put you at risk for that. So that's a key takeaway on this play. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you find value in video content like this, even if you disagree with the opinions that I've expressed, make sure to like the video. It gets the video in front of more basketball officials, and that way we can all get better together. We have additional video content available for you here. Make a choice, choose wisely. We have another option on screen as well. You can take advantage of that. But in any way, any way you slice it, we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Okay, done with that. All right. Right. Well, yes. That elbow seemed very timely. The raise of that elbow seemed very timely. Right. So our player here's a key thing. If you can, in your game, when a player from your primary passes the ball to a player out of your primary, if you can, develop the habit, all right, that player, what happens next? What do we expect that player to do? They may step back and be on the perimeter if they're a shooter, but oftentimes they're going to what? Pass and cut. So if I could stay with that player with the action of the initial defender, right? That's pretty marginal contact. And then 2 just says, hey, how about I would rule this an intentional foul for excessive contact. Does elbow contact to the head and neck area automatically rise to that level? If I observed this play and saw that player put that arm up like that, yeah, that's excessive. I would put an excessive foul on that play each and every time. Yeah, that's me. Our lead is pretty static, but there's action off ball on this play. I think many officials working as center want to force a rotation in a situation that maybe doesn't necessarily need it and is not going to be obvious to the crew, like, hey, we've got to go. You could say, yeah, I would have appreciated if the lead rotated here. But like I say, there is action off ball. I agree, Zuch. I agree. When the defense tightens up here, I would say a step up would be appropriate. So at this point, I'd want our center official to be free throw line extended, right? They are obviously more comfortable working higher. That would seem to be from this clip. And then when the defense tightens up there, I would take a step up to get a look at the play, and I would have a visible count, so that my crew knew that I was officiating this on-ball action. No need to make those final few steps. What's happening on that play? Our look is worsening. Our official thinks, well, I am now trail. I just know it. I just know it because my crew will pick up on my signals about what I'm doing. And then we hold on to that matchup right there for just an instant. Yeah, and we're cooked. That's what we've got there. Well, I don't know what state this is in. Here in California, official being extremely high is always a possibility. No. Yes, they were high to start, and they were ultimately extremely high. That's an excellent assessment. Thanks, Darwin. Some hiccups. It's been a busy week. Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate you. Come on. All right. Sean, let's take a look. I disagree. Our defender sees the player cutting. Yeah. I have to think there's been some energy betwixt and between leading to this. To me, this doesn't rise to the level of flagrant. If the action by the elbow, Roger, was something different as opposed to being placed so that contact occurs, as opposed, if there was a swing of the elbow as the player cut, then that could certainly be on the table. In my judgment, that's the case. Okay, all right. Yeah. Do we like the wide stripes? I am not a fan. I am not a fan of, obviously my entire high school officiating career has been done with the thin stripes. And so visually, it's like, okay, wait a minute. Wow. Right. So like when the NFL officials move to the wide stripes, their uniforms are actually pretty cool, the way that they are tapered, etc. This look does not look good to me. It just doesn't. That's me. Again, opinions. I've got opinions, man. Well, this is definitely a play you want to get out in a football game. Okay, all right. 8:09. We started late. I'm pretty happy with that, right? So this is exactly how we want things to go in terms of timeliness. In the end, I'm out on the island on the embellishment play. That's fair. I think it was a fool the ref play early on, play one. I'll get eaten up in the comments on the video, which is perfect. More engagement. YouTube will say, oh, that's fantastic. There's a lot of comments here saying, no, Greg, you're wrong. You're wrong. Oh, fantastic. All right, Jason. Well, congratulations on making the move to 3-person. Yeah, 3-person's good. Obviously you just need to remember rule number 1, keep officiating the game. Even when you're thinking about, okay, where am I supposed to be? Where are my partners, etc.? The habits and fundamentals you develop in 2-person are critical, right? I'm always aware of where my partner is and where they are relative to the play. I want to officiate things that they cannot. So knowing where they are and what they can officiate is important if I'm working off ball, right? I need to know what they are responsible for, what they are looking at, what their position is. We need to build that habit and fundamental into our game, starting from our very first scrimmage in our very first year. Awareness of where is our crew. So often when I do situations where we're observing officials officiating, you see the crew get out of position and they're not aware of it. And I will say during the game, it's like, where is your crew? We always have to be asking ourselves that. If we know that, then we're way ahead of the game and should have developed those skills in 2-person when we make the move to 3-person, right? Knowing your areas of responsibility, knowing the mechanics of the situation you are in. What is my primary coverage area? What am I responsible for? When I'm officiating on ball, what is my responsibility? Where do I want to be to do that officiating? And when I'm working off ball, what am I responsible for? And if there's nothing in my primary coverage area, what can I find to officiate? If we have those basic habits and fundamentals in place, Jason, then you'll be sort of have the freedom to then just make proper rulings in the game. So good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. It's exciting. It's exciting. And, there's always a lot to learn. As we can see, even experienced officials have a lot to learn. All right. Fantastic. Need more likers. Okay, I'm going to wrap. I'm going to see everybody next week on Friday for sure. Have a great day, everybody, and take care.